Summer's supposed to be the easy season. So why are so many people quietly Googling a therapist between summer Fridays? Because more daylight doesn't fix the hard stuff. Sometimes it just turns the volume up. Grow does therapy differently. Therapy is not only for when you're in crisis. Grow Therapy is here for all the moments when you decide you want more. More support, more clarity, more tools. Mental health isn't a destination you reach, it's something you build, and Grow makes that easier. Grow connects you with thousands of high-quality licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. The therapist you want takes your insurance on Grow. Grow accepts over 125 insurance plans. Sessions average $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/booknow today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/booknow. growtherapy.com/booknow. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
Welcome to True Crimecast. I'm John here with Jamie, and this is our Patreon edition for August. How in God's green earth is it already August?
It is so green in Kentucky because of all the rain. My grass just grows incessantly.
I saw a picture of my yard from my old house from 10 years ago on Facebook this week, and I had no grass. It looked like a desert because we were in the middle of a heat wave with no rain for like over a month. It is basically the rainforest out there right now.
That's bad. Things are brutal out here. I'm losing kids in the yard.
I would legitimately need to mow my yard every other day.
Yeah.
But
I actually had my kids individually the other day be like, "Didn't you just mow yesterday?" And I was like, "Yeah, needs it again, bro."
I can't keep up.
I can't.
It is also known as a paradise for me. I wish I had time to mow every day, but I think I'm going to have to mow my yard twice today. And I say that not as a joke. Like, I'm going to have to mow it at its tallest setting and then go back over it to get it from lumping up on me.
I think I'm going to have to do that too. That's a good call.
I need more gas.
So write in, let us know about your grass situation. I'd love to hear about that.
That's what we're here for. So we'll see you next time.
The oldest men ever.
I need a good grass mowing hat, like a big sombrero like hat.
You need a bucket hat.
Mm-hmm. Like a big bucket though.
No, you need to wear with your overalls a straw hat.
Yeah. But I want it to be like a sombrero sized straw hat. So it casts a very large shade.
Yeah.
I want to be an oak tree. All right, man.
I don't even know what that means.
We didn't mean to get weird. Any case updates before we get into this?
Brian Koberger.
Trying to withdraw that guilty plea, huh?
Yeah, you can't do that. So Brian Koberger, who pled guilty in the Idaho 4 case, came out this week and said that his guilty plea was due to ineffective counsel and him being told a bunch of lies, and he wants to take it back because he did not commit the crime. And because the plea's already, he's guilty. He's a convicted murderer, so it can't just be, I'm changing my plea, let's go back through this. He's going to have to go through the appeals process or post-conviction relief, and I don't see him getting any relief, John.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, and I certainly hope not.
Oddly enough, they released a new documentary on Netflix about those murders this week, and I watched it, and I mean, in his final hearing, he had to stand up and say, yes, I did this. And I mean, the evidence is pretty overwhelming. There are some people out there who swear he's innocent. I really don't get that, but I would love to hear your opinion if you're one of those people, and let me know why you think that. But yeah, I think it's just unfortunate the family is going to have to go through some crap again.
Yeah. Well, I hope that he never gets out of jail, and I think he definitely did it.
And the Scott Peterson documentary's crap too. They came out with another one of those, the new evidence.
What was the new evidence?
The new evidence is apparently attorneys looking at the old evidence and saying this doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay.
That's,
a revisit of existing evidence.
Yeah, they're not, and you know, they claimed new things were available. I don't see it as new stuff. Basically, the claim was, you really believe he did this and this and this, and their alternative is that somebody who didn't know them framed him to make it look like all these crazy things happened, which is even harder to believe than him doing it. So. Yeah. Not a lot of logic happening.
Why is his case the one that just never goes away?
I don't know. Because he never wants to go away.
Yeah.
Except when he wanted to go away to Mexico after he killed his wife and kid.
Fair enough.
That's not a joke. But
that's weird. Anything else?
The Crystal Rogers case, Steve and Joseph Lawson are trying to appeal their convictions. And I think Steve pled guilty. Or Steve cooperated for a deal to testify against Brooks Houck, but they're appealing things. The Kentucky Attorney General has said that he is opposing their appeals, so he's going to fight it. But that's really all I got. I need something to happen in the Mickey Steins case. It has just been dragging with nothing happening.
Yeah, we need to text our buddy and attorney of Mickey who see if there's any updates on that.
Yeah, there have been no public updates.
Going back to Houck, I feel like we probably covered last month that his brother was actually arrested.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we didn't. I don't remember. I don't remember exactly.
I honestly can't remember his name right now, but he was a former law enforcement employee who was
Nick Houck.
Nick Houck, yeah.
Yep.
So no real movement, though, there's so many cases that I feel like are wrapped up in Crystal's case. Her father was murdered, Tommy Ballard. And I would love to see charges filed against somebody for his murder. And I feel like it's all related.
And to be clear, Nick was arrested for perjury, saying that he lied.
He's not been charged with any murder.
Yeah, but I mean.
But he knew stuff, I feel. And we know that he lied during questions.
And really hoping that, like you said, something comes out to get justice for Tommy and continued justice for Sherry, who again keeps getting dragged into hearing all of this again, which I know she wants justice and she would hear it every day if that means that Tommy's killer gets brought to justice. So
I listened to a really good podcast on Tommy's case. It's on a podcast called Blood Trails. And it's a true crime podcast for outdoorsmen. And it's all cases related to like outdoorsmen or hunting related crimes. And Tommy was on his way to hunt deer with his grandson when he was murdered. So that's how that case came to be on that show. But they gave some really interesting insights, especially from the FBI's perspective so that show is really good. I'm not being paid to endorse them. They don't know I'm endorsing them, but when you get done with this episode, go check that one out.
Yeah. They don't know we exist, but they should.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is a really good episode. I listened to that as well. And just, it's very convincing that we know it wasn't a hunting accident.
Yeah.
Like
that's
the lowest bar but yeah, we at least know that.
They have a new series coming out right now. I'm on episode 2. So just for you personally, Jamie, you might want to check out that one in episode 1. But anyway, enough promoting other podcasts. Jamie, the case that we are going to get in today is kind of like Crystal Rogers in that there's multiple cases all potentially wrapped up in one.
Yeah, and fairly recent results in this one in a Kentucky case that honestly I didn't know anything about.
Me neither. I was wondering where you found this information at, because in all the years I've been doing research on Kentucky crimes, this one never came across my desk.
Yeah, this is just a random news article that popped up, or else I never would have seen it. It's super odd.
It is,
but it
is a parent's worst nightmare. Worst nightmare. Sorry, I was having a stroke.
Wow, man, that was a lot of different things happening inside your
One
face.
of the victims was born in the same year as my little sister. So anytime that kind of stuff happens to a victim, it gets me in my feels more, because I could picture something like that happening to somebody I love. So yeah, man, why don't you get us started?
I know you used to beat up your sister, so I don't know if you're picturing that in
Let me
fear
just be
or
really
jest.
honest with you. She would beat me up every time. She's 5 years younger than me. There's no man on this earth that could take her.
She's pretty good shape.
I mean, I'm talking about UFC fighters. They don't even have a chance. She is scrappy.
Most people don't realize how much of their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making millions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might just sell credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/hidden. Protect yourself now at aura.com/hidden.
Anyway, get the ball rolling.
We'll cover her when she goes to prison. We're going back to 1996 in late July. Bowling Green, Kentucky. Bowling Green. You know, it's the home of Western Kentucky University. If you actually cut Kentucky down the center latitudinally, it would be closer to the middle. But we call central Kentucky the Lexington area, which is in the very east half.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kentucky's stupid. On this day out in Bowling Green, 12:30 in the afternoon, this was a Thursday at the Colonial Apartments on Shive Lane, 7-year-old Morgan Jade Violi is outside in the parking lot playing with her sisters and friends. Again, this is the middle of the day in plain view of all the apartments. I feel like this is still a common thing when there are a bunch of kids that live in the same apartment complex. You go out front and you hang out and you kick a can, throw a ball, play tag, whatever. So there are a lot of witnesses to what happened here, which makes the delay in justice that much more questionable. There was a maroon Chevy van that pulled up, and the man inside tried to grab one of the girls playing, but she broke free and ran away. Instead of the man running away, and I mean, this, how stereotypical is this? He pulled up in a van where kids were playing. Like, this is stranger danger stuff right here.
This is what worst nightmares are. Yeah.
And normally somebody's screaming. People could have seen him. He should have jumped in his van and ran away. He should have never been there, but I would think he would have jumped in his van and ran away. But instead, he grabbed Morgan Violi. He threw her into the van and took off, and multiple witnesses again saw this. The van sped away heading south, and it was gone before anybody can stop it. They weren't able to set up any kind of perimeter. Morgan did fight back. She was kicking and screaming, and her mother, who was in court recently, about 30 years later, let out a gasp when the U.S. attorney said those words. Morgan fought back. Because again, Morgan was just 7 years old. And yeah, I mean, there are fighters out there. And even as a kid, she was doing everything to protect herself.
Unfortunately, Morgan would remain missing for 3 months. And on October 20th, 1996, there was a woman who was walking her property in Robertson County, Tennessee. She ended up seeing skeletal remains near a culvert behind her older barn.
You've listened to True Crimecast, distributed by Stoveleg Media. Check out stoveleg.com to find out more about your hosts and to find other podcasts to listen to. Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.